There is a new secret strategy I'm going to teach you in part 3, and we have seen phenomenal results with that with our classes, with our students. You can see in part 3 you have paragraphs. You have to match them with these questions. So what you do traditionally is you look at all the questions, look at the keywords in the questions, then you go up in the passage, read one paragraph at a time, come back to the questions and match. Next paragraph, come back to the questions and match, and so on. Whatever is left at the end is E, right? That's what we have been doing. Now, there is a new strategy I'm going to introduce to you guys. And for some people, this improves accuracy up to 100% if they apply this correctly. So in this strategy, guys, what we want to do is instead of looking at all the questions, you look at one question at a time. This is where things get very interesting. So before we do that, we're going to do another additional step. And this is quick. You want to get an idea of what each paragraph is about. And how you get an idea of what each paragraph is about is by reading the first sentence in detail, first line, and same with the next paragraph, and then skimming the rest quicker. So in this paragraph, I'll show you this with practical demonstration. We'll answer some questions as well. In this paragraph, we see behavioral psychology examines the principles that govern human actions, focusing on how external stimuli, environmental factors shape behaviors. Okay, so we're talking about behavioral psychology. By the way, this is how fast you have to read in the exam. Time is short, and I'm trying to get an idea. So they're talking about how psychology governs actions. Simplify it. Paraphrase it for yourself. And then we're talking about some research, some studies, and there were patterns decoding, and there were experiments. Perfect. That's all I need to know. That's what this paragraph is about. Do you want to do the same thing with the other paragraphs? They are on your screen. Go ahead. If not, let me do this for you. B, cognitive psychology delves into the intricacies of mind, focusing on how we perceive, think, and remember. So cognitive psychology is mentioned here. This one is behavioral. And in this, they're talking about the mind, brain, how we see things. It explores some things. It interprets the world. There's mental and there's observation. Perfect. There's neuroimaging. So I know that this paragraph can talk about anything related to your brain. Perfect. Now there's the third one. Development psychology is the study of human growth across the lifespan. So this is over your lifetime. We're talking about physical, emotional, and cognitive changes. We have researchers. There's an impact and experience, and so on. And now this is social psychology, explores social interactions and cultural influences. And then this field examines social norms, group thinking, beliefs, attitudes, social context. Okay, in summary, do this. Okay, do this so you know in the exam exactly which paragraph you're going to look at for what keyword and question. This one was talking about behavior, how our habits change. This one was talking about brain, mind, neuro stuff. This one was talking about physical, emotional cues that go over a lifetime. And this is about social interactions. Okay? When you can do this efficiently, you can get every idea very well in your brain. Now, if this were the match paragraphs with headings question in IELTS, this would be perfect. I will get everything right away. However, it's not about headings. It's good to know what each paragraph is about, but the answer could be here, could be here, could be here. One thing that people get wrong, I don't know why people learn this from teachers who are not very qualified. Let me just say that. They tell students, look at the first sentence of each paragraph. That's where you'll find the answer. This is not IELTS. That's not how it works in CELPIP. Could be anywhere. Okay? So now, going back to our strategy, now that we have some idea, number 1, it talks about investigates how individuals' beliefs affect decisions. Now, I'm going to tell you something very, very, very important. You have to look at keywords here, right? What are some good keywords? Obviously, individuals' beliefs is a keyword. And I'm going to paraphrase that, they might say individuals' thinking, individuals' thought processes, and so on. Okay, affects decisions. So that's a keyword. And I'm going to think about affects decisions, affects results, affects choices, and so on. Okay. And that's what we do. We go up and find out what matches. The very important thing I'm supposed to tell you is one keyword is better than the other. How? It says investigates how individuals' beliefs affect decisions. So what is the main, if I tell you the main idea here is the result, isn't it? How something affects decisions. At the end of the day, whatever is happening is affecting your decisions and your next steps. So this is what's happening. This is the central focus of the sentence. And that's what you need to find out with every question. In fact, when we look at the next question, how activities are conducted due to external factors. Now, something like activities can be literally, they might mention activities like talking, walking, sleeping. Instead of activities, they might say actions. They can paraphrase that in so many ways. So while that's a good keyword, it's not my main keyword. My main keyword is external factors. This is something I can find much faster. External factors would be something like outside influence or social factors, not intrinsic factors. So I'm thinking in those terms. This is what I can find quicker. This is what I can find quicker than the other keywords. So I'm going to go back to my first question and I'm gonna rely on this keyword only and try to find something about this. And then my secondary thing or thought in my brain is going to be about individual beliefs. So let me first see something about decisions or decision making or results. And honestly, this could be in any paragraph. However, we were talking about behaviors there and behaviors leading to decisions. This paragraph really closely talks about that. And so does this one because it's talking about the brain. This one is more about lifespan, as we know, and this is about psychology. And you know, social gatherings, this could also be an external factor. So let me just check this out and see if something leads to affecting decisions. Let's see. Any place where there's decision? No, it's social interactions, finding shed light on this. Nothing about decisions. Okay, let's go to B. And there's cognitive, focuses on how to perceive, branch memory. It explores memory, how they interpret the world, and make decisions. Okay, so this is close. Let me just look at A and make sure there's no decision there. So it examines human actions and environmental factors rooted in early research, studied habit forming, decode patterns in human reactions. That does not mean decisions. Using observation techniques to, response could be something that paraphrases decision. Understand the stimuli-response relationship and how certain actions can be influenced or... Okay, perfect. So we have this that is talking about decisions, and we have this that talks about decisions. So we got either A or B, and we have found the specific places where the answers could be present. Perfect. Now my job is to narrow it down by using my second keyword, which is individuals' beliefs. So this is something that investigates individuals' beliefs, and that affects the decisions. Let's check out which paragraph really talks about that. So this was talking about the behavioral psychology, and we were looking at this sentence. Behavioral psychologists work to decode patterns in human reactions using observation techniques and experimental methods to understand the stimuli-response relationship and how certain actions can be influenced or modified. Yeah, the actions can be influenced or modified. It's very close to what we have there, and this is based on behaviors. This looks like the answer, but it's not saying that behaviors are gonna cause those actions. Behaviors are gonna give them some understanding of the stimuli-response relationship and how certain actions can be influenced, but it's not really talking about affecting decisions. Those actions could be non-decision actions. They could be some things that we are not even thinking about in terms of making a decision. It's a bit vague. This one says the word decision, and let me just read it to make sure. This branch explores cognitive processes such as memory, attention, and problem solving, analyzing how individuals interpret the world and make decisions. So make decisions, yeah. Interpret the world is the paraphrasing of individuals' beliefs. And this paragraph also mentions this branch explores, which is investigates. So that sentence, this one right here, completely paraphrases that question, and this is how we arrive at the answer. Once again, we had a hook with our main keyword, and then once we narrowed down our choices, we looked at our second and third best keywords to figure out which is more close. You know, the same thing with something like external factors here, as I mentioned before. And I'll save you the trouble. If you want, you can look at the paragraphs, but to save you the trouble, external factors was directly mentioned right here, and this is where I'm going to catch the passage. Then I'm going to look and confirm if other things are matching. How activities are conducted due to external factors. Is this the same thing being said here? Let's check it out. Behavioral psychology examines the principles that govern human actions So how activities are done, focusing on how external stimuli and environmental factors shape behaviors. So if environmental or external factors are shaping behaviors, they're the same things as shaping activities, and this is very close. This is the correct answer. Try that, guys, with the next questions. The passage is there once again. You can take a screenshot right here. You can take a screenshot right here. Try the rest out. Now, one thing I'm going to show you is in question number 6, it says, examines how people learn behaviors by watching the crowd online. What is the main keyword here, guys? Come on, let's see if you and I agree. Something you can find very quick, like there should be some mention of that. Behaviors is throughout. I mean, that's insane. Don't say that. Examines, investigates everywhere. Online. If you said that, that's the correct answer. Online, you can find words like online or online platforms. Maybe they will mention Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and I'll try to see that. Once you try to see that, you will find that nowhere. And that's a quick skim through that'll confirm that, and you can put E right there. 6 is E. So here, of course, it's always confusing because this part is actually mentioned. Examines how people learn behaviors by watching. And that was, again, something that was mentioned in either A or B. Branch explores cognitive processes. There was something about our thoughts and behaviors using neural... No, not this one. There was, okay, this one, using observational techniques, and they were also decoding patterns in human reactions and their stimuli-response relationship. So this was where that part is mentioned. But the keyword, the big one, online is not mentioned. And that's how I can eliminate that by a quick search. Similarly, the same thing happened. There were 2 E's here. The same thing happened with this one. Analyzes the physical and emotional shifts experienced over a few days. So all you got to do is look for a few days, because physical and emotion is mentioned in a lot of places. But a few days could be 2 weeks, could be 1 week, could be literally over a span of 2 days, 3 days. Do I see anything like that here? Just a quick skim through will prove not, and I'll put E right away. So you can notice with this strategy, when you're looking at one question at a time, you cannot look at everything because it's one question and it's 9 to 10 questions. It's going to take you a lot of time. So look at one major keyword in each sentence that is either the main focus of that sentence, or that is something that you can find easily, or the paraphrase versions could be found easily. And go ahead and mark the paragraphs, mark E's, and this might help you get everything correct to 100%. If you want strategies like these and more, plus difficult, challenging mock tests, check out our CELPIP self-paced course in the description. There is no risk or obligation. If you fail, we provide you your money back. That's how our guarantee works, and that's how we're confident in our courses and teachings. Please like, share, subscribe. We'll talk very soon.